Why region-wide land use planning and revenue sharing is needed and needed now. Northeastern Ohio's real personal income per capita job growth from 1990 to 2005 was significantly lower than the other 9 regions of the Midwest and their metropolitan areas. We have graphs to show that. I don't have time to show that to you today, but I do have time to show you this. Here's a graph showing jobs in northeastern Ohio. And as you can see, of course, Cuyahoga County being dominant as far as jobs, and goes down the line where the population is, Summit County, and so on and so forth. Only one county from 2000 to 2005, these have been difficult years since the year 2000, has created new jobs in our county, and that's Cuyahoga. Every other county has lost jobs. A regional approach will ensure that northeastern Ohio saves infrastructure dollars, increases the number of high-quality jobs, retains and attracts skilled workers, increases household income, and communities will maintain their local identity. Why region-wide land use planning matters. The purpose of the study was to examine revenue sharing for boosting economic development in northeastern Ohio. However, land use planning, as we studied it, was obviously a foundation of this effort. It's not really about the revenue sharing, it's the land use planning. But in order to do cooperative land use planning, we must all share in the new growth tax base that would be developed from there. The regional approach to northeastern Ohio must be unique. You can't just take another area's regional approach, be it Indianapolis, be it Dayton, be it Pittsburgh, the Allegheny area, be it the Twin Cities, be it Nashville, be it Louisville, or whatever that might be, whatever region there is. You can't just overlay it because we have our unique intricacies. And the implementation of that program will be evolutionary, and it will be incremental. This is not a hockey stick, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that we set the policy as elected officials, and we follow that policy, and we change it where it needs to be modified accordingly. But we set policy. That's our responsibility. And the approach must be unique and specifically tailored to our specific region so we can take action. So how do we get there? Northeastern Ohio needs to think and act more cooperatively, which requires region-wide planning and sharing of the region's growth. We are not, the Mayors and Managers Association and the Ad Hoc Committee is not advocating under any circumstances a new tax to do this. We believe we have the resources appropriately utilized and the organizations in place, i.e. NOACA, to do this, and our other MPOs throughout northeastern Ohio. But we do propose to accelerate. Critical elements, land use planning, we've talked about that already, and measure that land use planning. Reinvestment in areas where it makes sense and the infrastructure is already in place. I'll give you an example. The city of Youngstown has infrastructure that will support 250,000 people and the jobs that go with that. At their heyday, there were 190,000 people. Today, there are about 80,000 people. Why in the world should we sprawl further out? In Hudson, Ohio, 70% of the working adults leave town every day for their jobs regionally. In Medina County, 50% of the residents of the entire county leave Medina every day for their jobs. The jobs are within the region. Why should we all share from that base? Establishment of new optimal areas, both for commercial, industrial, retail, shopping, and residential and suburban growth. Critical factors of revenue sharing is that northeastern Ohio is losing jobs, and it is not competitive compared to those regions that share revenue and have better region-wide planning. Critical elements to this revenue sharing that this is, and this is important for you to remember, what we're proposing and what we're going to do a further deep drill down in phase 2 is that It's not a look back. It's only on new tax-based growth on industrial commercial. It's not a look back. It will be a pooling to establish where a percentage of all new growth, both property and income tax, which has been suggested in phase 1, is collected and then dispersed according to a formula that is developed. We have some formulas that we're looking at. They need to be tweaked appropriately, but it is unlike the current go it alone, winner-take-all mentality. This is what one of our expectations are, and this is done by looking at what other regions have accomplished. Now think about this. The bottom line, the blue line, is what our net growth is, and that includes a factor of inflation, but it also includes growth. I told you about the wealth that we're building, tax base that we've built in the last 30 years. We fully expect in industrial commercial property tax base that there will be an additional 2.5% to 5% growth. Look at that curve. Now, you see the middle part of the graph is where the program, if it was to start in 2010 or 2009, look at where that graph is just after 10 years. Here it is for income tax base. And the same thing. That's wealth for the region, and that's job creation for our citizens, and that's what they're asking for. Survey says those people who participated in the Voices and Choices, the #1 issue was government collaboration and efficiency. As elected officials, we need to step up to that plate, and that's what we're attempting to do. And with your help, we can accomplish it. With a collaboration of all, we can accomplish this. I'm out of time, and I'm going to stop my presentation here. I do have some other factors. They're available on the web. Please take down this address. Take a look at it. Know that our entire purpose is to share in the region's growth and to stimulate it. And one of the key factors, and that's why I'm so appreciative of Mr. Mayor inviting the association to speak here today, is that our NPOs together, collaboratively, perhaps someday in the future, as it is incremented, will become one NPO for the entire region. And their responsibilities will be for developing smart growth, utilizing our infrastructure dollars wisely and efficiently, and helping us and helping the entire region with economic development so that the public sector can support the private sector and the industrial sector for creating jobs in this region.